Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? And welcome back to Interviews. I'm your boy, Manny, and I'm here with my boy, Andy Acevedo. Yo, don't leave me. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here once again. Before we talk more about all the exciting things you have going on currently, I want to take a minute to talk to y'all. So, in case you haven't noticed, we do the show in 3 parts, and I want to make sure that you are tuning into all because you never know which segment we're going to drop some real gems in. So, make sure you tune in all 3 parts on Facebook, Watch, as well as YouTube at Manny J Media on both platforms, so you don't miss a thing. Now, with that being said, I want to bring it back to you. Ghana.
Yeah.
You just came back from the motherland, bro.
I did, man.
I was going to say I'm hating, but we shouldn't be hating on each other. We should be happy for each other.
You got to go.
I got to go.
Yeah, and you'll love it.
What was Ghana all about? I need to fill me in on that.
So the trip was a cultural immersion program where it was facilitated by someone called Dr. Abubakar Kamara.
Okay.
He's Associate Dean of Clark University.
So from Clark,
Correct.
You went as a school trip.
It kind of was, kind of wasn't.
Okay.
Because the way that I guess colleges are set up is where they have different institutions that are funded by their own funds, not directly with the institution of Clark. So if it was a Clark institution, Clark would say you can't do this, 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 and that. So you can kind of do whatever you want, based on what the stipulations are for that institution. But I'm a fellow over at something called the Masakowski Institute, founded by Masakowski.
Masakowski, okay.
Yeah, so it's founded by a man called Bill Masakowski. He's the owner of BCG, Boston Consulting Group. If you know.
No, numbers aren't my thing.
Gotcha,
Money isn't really my thing.
Right. So if anyone knows, though.
I'm sure somebody back there knows, though.
Yeah. So he founded this institution. It kind of developed into something different. And then them collaborating with Dr. Bubukar, we wanted to go to Ghana because he's from Ghana. And he wanted to kind of do something where he was bringing students to come learn about the culture, be immersed in the culture, especially those who are African American that are not kind of in tune with the culture. Because if you think about it, like the whole story of being black or Hispanic, Afro-Latino doesn't start where your country is. Right. It starts from Africa, goes to your country, then the United States.
Well,
it's one larger story.
I think the entire world started from Africa.
Fair? No, that's a fair point.
Is that a controversial point?
No, it's not.
I think we all,
no, it all starts there.
Yeah.
But if you're like, you want to talk about like slavery and stuff, right? Or institutional racism within the United States of America. All of that started in these 3 places. Yeah. Right. Where you're from, where it was, where you are now.
Right.
And so he's like, all right, let's get to the root and let's go to Africa so we can really learn about it. And so by him, I guess, wanting to have that initiative, we went there and we went through 4 different areas in Ghana. Crazy experience overall, though. Yeah. But so the way we started it, we started crowdfunding. So we started pitching it to other institutions in Clark.
Here at home.
Yeah. We're like, hey, we're going to go on this program. We want to do this. We have this intentions. And we kind of just want you guys to give us some money so that we can showcase that we're going to put this money in the right places. And we're going to have a really good outcome. They weren't wrong about that. And a lot of the students now, their lives are changed. And that's the truth.
That's amazing. Not to mention whatever lives you may have changed while visiting Ghana itself, because you were putting money into different programs.
Stimulating the economy over there also. So that was the whole purpose.
And what ways did you actually apply that?
So what we did, we were buying supplies and we donated into the primary and secondary schools. So the thing about Ghana, though, is like you don't want to give people money directly. The reason why, because like you don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Don't give me money directly. As a matter of fact, if you want to give us money, Manny J Media, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm very irresponsible. I will go out and party.
Right, and so we were like, all right, how can we go about this properly? And so we started donating a bunch of stuff. But before we get there, crowdfunded, we got a bunch of money. We got like $70,000 around there. And we were able to take 17 people with us. We flew out. Bro, the trip was draining. Sitting on that plane, for one, I didn't get first class.
How long was the flight?
It's like 12 hours.
I don't think it matters first class. No, it does. It matters as far as like leg room and stuff.
12 hours.
But a 12-hour flight is a 12-hour flight.
I'm like, you're like.
I don't even like a 4-hour flight. Yeesh, I hate it.
It was terrible, but the excitement kept me. You So I was all right.
Of what you were gonna go do,
For sure.
not the turbulence.
No, not
All right,
turbulence. I was not excited about that at all.
No, turbulence is trash.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Yeah.
so I've been having a lot of weird dreams lately.
All right.
And it's like every time the plane takes off, it doesn't get like it.
Oh, it crashes.
Doesn't crash. No. This is a good story. What are you holding your face for? It's great. It doesn't crash. It just kind of like plops back in the water because I'm always taking off over water, and then it plops back in the water. And me and everybody else, we survive, but we have to like swim out the plane. It's this major inconvenience.
That sounds like a meaning. There could be a meaning behind it. Yeah.
We got to look that up.
Are you the
know,
plane and you're trying to fly, but then you probably are doubting yourself.
I can't
and you
take
just,
off,
bah.
bro. This guy. I told you he's way more wise than his age. 23, man. Yeah, that's amazing. And I know we're supposed to be talking about God. I'm gonna get back to that in just a second, but I forgot to ask you. You're from Worcester?
No, I'm from Lynn, Massachusetts.
Lynn. I mean, Lynn, Worcester. It's all the same, right?
We're kind of all the same.
You're here now. You're from here now.
I'm
okay.
Here now. Right. We're repping both.
Yeah. So what was the most impactful moment you experienced when you were in Ghana?
The minute we hop off the plane, so they actually had like a kind of a band, not like a band, a band.
Welcome committee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome committee. They're waiting for us, and huge show. Right when we get out the airport.
Did you feel like celebrity?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What a dope feeling, right?
Right. Everyone's
Take
just
it, soak it in,
surrounding you, and they're just staring at the whole show going on, and you're in the middle. It was kind of cool.
Like, who's that?
Right.
What celebrity is that?
Right. And so
kids from Clark, push your shoulders up.
Nothing too serious, right? Then we went. I guess. Okay, so there's two very important pieces to this trip that I felt like were huge and impactful for me personally. The first one is when we went to the school. So we flew to a city called Tamale, right?
Tamale, like hot tamales.
Tamale.
I'm with it.
Yeah. Then we drove down to a city called Kambugu. Kambugu is it's considered a zongo. A zongo is a hood.
Word. I would have been comfortable there.
Definitely would have.
It's the hood.
Right. Have you been to a third world country?
Yes, I've been to Jamaica.
Okay.
I know that doesn't sound like a third world country, but I wasn't at the resorts. Let me tell you.
Okay.
You step off them resorts, it's a whole nother world. Yeah, so I went, my son's mom's from Jamaica. We went to go visit her mom, and she lives like up in the mountains and like the really poor.
Right.
Yeah.
You see it.
You know what I'm talking about.
Right. And so when I was driving down, dude, that whole trip, you just see villages of people like not living the way that we live over here.
Isn't it wild? 2023. And it's like the pictures you see. It's really sad.
It wasn't like a, and I didn't feel like, it's not like a pity thing. It was more like a, fuck, like,
yeah,
what am I doing?
We're spoiled. And then we have the nerve to bitch. That's funny.
That's literally what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, yo, me, like many other people that I know, we complain about things that are just, so in comparison to this.
So superficial. Yeah.
It was laughable. But on our way to that school.
No, think about it. I complain so much about, like, we were talking about, I'm looking for someone to handle my wardrobe, right? I complain about
the way that people perceive the way you're dressed.
That and not being like, I never know what to wear in the morning.
Right.
You can't tell me that's like the least of their worries.
Right. That's yeah. It's
very superficial.
First world problems.
Welcome to America, folks.
Third world problems.
Yeah.
And so we got to that school. The minute I got off that the bus, we were greeted by a bunch of kids, and all these kids don't even know right? And they're just so nice.
Yeah.
I've never met people that were strangers that were so nice before. And the kids, like, a lot of them don't have shoes. It's 101 degrees. There's some of them carrying babies on their back, like strapped up, and the babies are just eating the sun.
Kids carrying babies.
Like I'm talking, kids carrying infants,
like their siblings,
and like they're just getting beamed by the sun.
I was gonna ask you, how's the weather? How's the weather? It's cold here, so that's why it was an idea in my head. So it's warmer climate.
I left when it was 20. No, was it 20 degrees? It was that's a cap. It was like 40 some degrees, right? And when I got there, it was 100, like 105.
Yeah. That's hot.
Super hot.
I like warm. I don't like hot.
The minute you get off the plane, you're sweating.
Again, first world problems.
First world problems.
I like climate controlled countries.
Over here in Mass, we get the best of all seasons.
We're a mess.
Yeah, but over there, it's just like hot. You wake up hot.
Every day hot.
No rain.
What's the weather like today? Hot.
That's it. And I got off. I'm talking to everyone, and it's just like everyone is just so nice. And I have a moment where I step back into the shade, and I'm looking at everyone, talking and like kind of interacting with one another. And the kids, I'm just like, wow. I'm like, you guys know, like the buildings run down, their school run down. It's not like United States building. And I'm just like, wow, like you guys have all this joy and happiness, and you're living like this. And over here in the United States, we're unhappy about the smallest things.
Yeah. Did it change your perspective,
dude,
on your own life and your own approach towards how you live every day?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I started doing differently unconsciously. Like I just didn't really notice it till like probably like yesterday. I was like, oh, why am I doing this? Oh, that's probably why I'm doing it.
Right.
Second time. Oh, actually, no. At the school, right? So after Britain left, a lot of these schools were managed anymore. And so we went to their first classroom. And this classroom, how many people in the United States how many kids can be in one classroom?
I think right now, at least in Massachusetts, I see about 30, 35.
35, right? Over there, it's 100 to 200 kids. Oh. No desks.
To one teacher?
One teacher, no
desks.
desks.
Could you imagine? Yeah. Could you imagine trying to oversee or teach, tame is not the right word, but you know what I mean? Like just keep 100 kids from not being kids, right. And learning something, managing. Yeah. That's a better word. Thank you. Of kids. I'm not good with big words, so thank you. I appreciate you being here.
It's fine.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And those kids aren't sitting on desks.
But they're still learning because I know a lot of people from Ghana who come because Worcester is a big.
It's the largest Ghanaian population in the United States in Worcester.
Is it? I didn't know it was number one.
Most concentrated, at least.
Yeah, I know a lot of Ghanaians come here though, and they're so bright and they're so full of life and just so optimistic for the future. And they all usually when they come here, they're either in the medical field or business owners.
Right. I met a bunch of doctors.
We bitch about our little 30-person classrooms. That's wild.
I don't want to learn because I'm bored. What?
Yeah.
You're bored?
Right. I don't want to go to school today.
I don't want to go to school.
You know how many kids around the world are killing to go? Well, not that not killing, but they'd love to go.
They would love to go. And the floors.
Yeah.
You ever walk on if you're from Massachusetts, you know how the potholes are.
Yeah.
Imagine those potholes like a few inches away in the classroom where the kids sit on the floor.
Oh.
Writing in potholes. Like it's just no joke.
Maybe
like
wow.
That woke me up.
A lot of broken ankles over there.
I mean, they got strong feet.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're not walking on shoes, right?
Yeah, right.
They're used to that shit, but it's just like,
and it's not as
what?
Yeah,
that was one. Two, when I went to what was it? The slave castles out in Cape Coast.
Oh, wait, fill me in. Slave castles. Never heard of this.
These are the two largest standing European structures in sub-Saharan Africa.
That's another show. Go ahead. I know. I see you, John. I see you. You've seen me about to go off, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
So these two buildings, actually, I think if I remember correctly, it's the longest standing European buildings in history. Two of them. One of them is called Elamina Castle, which was the first one. We walked in. We went into the male's dungeon. When we walk down the male's dungeon, it's a little curvy, right? And there's 4 caverns. 4 caverns where they hold the slaves. The guys were telling us that they held about 100 to 200 slaves in each little room, chained together. He took us on the right-hand side first, the right side dungeon. He said, if you guys haven't noticed, look at the floor. The floor is brick, right? If it's red, it's Britain. If it's like whitish, a little yellowish, that's Portuguese. If it's yellow, I think that was Dutch. The bricks on the floor were British. And he said, notice this floor and then look at the other dungeons, the other cavern areas. If you look at the floor, you ever seen wet sand? You know how sand, it gets like very black and it's like just slate black, very clean. There was a slate black film, like fossilization on the floors on the other 3 caverns. He said the reason why this floor is brick and you're able to see the floor is because we scraped off that black filament off the floor. We didn't realize what it was until we did tests, and we found out that was fossilized defecation, vomit, blood, human remains, and pee.
Wow.
He said that it went up to their ankles.
Wow.
And they just kept filing people in there. And it was just went into their ankles. It's like a pool of just...
Bro, I'm so fascinated. I have to know more. But we got to take a break real quick. And when we come back...
We're going to keep going.
Yeah, we definitely got to keep going. Real quick, before we go to break, though, I do want to make a huge shout out. The hat. Create. We should all be creating every day and feeding our soul. That's why the E is standing out a little bit. Shout out to Michelle Merriman of Spiritually Fabulous. If you want to get one of these hats, hit her up on Facebook, Instagram. Again, Michelle Merriman, Spiritually Fabulous. I'm Manny. My boy Andy, that's right. And I didn't forget. I just wanted you to say
Of course.
We'll be right back here on the interviews.